Hi Stampers, it's Kevon from ktstamps.com, creating cards for you. Today we are going to create this cute little card, and I don't know exactly what to call it, but a great technique. Behind this donkey is a hee-haw. Okay, it's your birthday, and then you open up to the center of the card. Now, one of the things that I really liked is that if you look, you can just pinch your top underneath the hidden circle, and it keeps your card flat. So it's kind of a fancy fold or just a nice technique. And again, it's just an interlocking card. Now, a couple of other cards that I want to show you. One I did with the heart for Valentine's Day. And this was taken from the stamp set Always on My Heart. And I used the You Had Me at Hello. And then I just left this plain because I didn't know exactly what to put on it. As you open it up, it has the flowers, okay, from inside, and it says From My Heart to Yours. Again, as you open it, you can write whatever you want on the inside. Now, for both of these cards, one of the things that I do not like is that I made a mistake and I didn't put anything on the back of these cards. And the same here. Again, it was just a piece of scrap paper, and I didn't think about putting anything in the back. So today we will do so. My last card I used was from the stamp set Heartfelt. I used just a Happy Valentine's Day. I used this wonderful little heart, and I have a friend that I'm going to send this to, which is, again, so lucky to have a friend like you. Now, these just kind of sit on top of each other because I wanted them just to be all about the hearts. Again, it interlocks, so then you just put it, kind of just bend it, slide it under, and then this top stamped piece of paper really covers that area up so you cannot see it underneath. So we're going to get started. Today we are going to use different colors and a different stamp set. We are going to take our base card, and our base card will be made out of the basic black. It's 4.5 by 5 1/2. Then you also have your top part, which is just your sentiment, and so people can write on the inside of your card. And it is 4 by 5 1/4. You will have a couple of scrap pieces of paper, and then you will create your diagonal, which is 5 3/4 by 4 1/4. So today we're going to start out with this, and on this, a couple of things are going to happen. One is that with the donkey card, I really enjoyed being able to see the donkey on the outside and then being able to open it up and see the donkey on the inside. So we are going to do the exact same stamp. So when we are doing this, we are working with Way to Goat. And this little goat reminds me just of a word that I use all the time, which is a happy camper. So I am going to use this on the outside because I'm a happy camper that my old goat, and a lot of times my friend that I'm going to send this to, we call each other old bats, but I'm going to substitute this today. And we do the happy dance because we enjoy celebrating each other's birthday. So all I'm going to do is just ink this up and get a few. I got about 3 on each side. Again, you like to work with odd numbers. And I want to do the same on the other side. Okay, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll just put a head here. All right, so now we have the inside ready. So now I'm going to bring in our scoring tool, or our simply scored scoring tool. And we are going to take the long side and you need to see up here. These are done in a 1/4. Okay, you got a 1/2, 3/4, and 1 inch, or you have the 1/8. So 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8. So we're going to use 1/4. We're going to put it up against the side, and I really am going to use the little. So this is the little, and this is the big. This one, I really want to make a nice crease in the card. So I'm going from a 1/2, and I'm going to just make a 1/4 score line all the way down. All right, and the same on the other side. I'm going to make my 1/4 score all the way down. And there's a nice little holder at the bottom. Now I'm going to bring in my bone folder, and I am going to fold this. And you want to make sure that you fold it both ways because you want it really creased well. We are bringing in our scissors to go ahead and give this a nice little minor cut. And we're just cutting diagonally. So it will lay down properly. So now we will bring in our liquid glue and our piece of black paper. So on one of these, you want to make sure that you line this 1/4 edge way over at the side, and the liquid glue gives you a chance just to play with it a little bit. Now the other side, you may have to crease it the other way. So again, you have a nice little crisscross at the bottom. So that's how these are going to go on. So we are just going to add just a little bit of glue here. And we want a glue that's just a little bit stronger. And I want to be able to just move it a little bit to make sure that I'm lined up right with the edge. So here you go, here's my edge. When I open the card, then I have the 1/4 scored area on the inside. I am going to do the exact same thing with the opposite side, making sure that I have the right side down. And for some reason, I do not know where my silicone pad is. I usually don't just glue in the air. I usually glue on my silicone pad. And then again, I am just gluing this down. I need to move it towards the bottom. And now the hardest part is done. So while this sets just a little bit, taking my bone folder just to make sure that the glue gets a good seal, I'm going to sit that out for a minute and just let it rest. So now we're going to work with some of our paper that needs to be stamped. So on the first one, and I should have said this is basic black, this is Cabana, this is basic white. And because I colored the goats in gray granite, I am also using gray granite. So the first thing I want to do is that I really did enjoy this part. So when everything was crossed, you got a chance to see a great happy birthday, which is what I really want to celebrate. So I am going to take my gray granite, ink it up, and I'm going to guess where the middle of the page is. Now you should know that if you make a mistake, remember to turn your paper over, because it is easy enough to just use the other side, and I believe that that's one of the reasons that we have two sides to a cardstock. So now I'm taking my candles, and these candles are coming from the Celebration, and it's called Approaching Perfection. And when you order $50, you get to order a free stamp set. And this is one of the stamp sets, and it's just really great being able to talk a lot about birthdays. And I do a lot of cards for birthdays, so I really enjoyed having this card. And then I'm going to just place that down. And what I wanted to do is add a little bling to my card. So I got out my basic rhinestones, and I put the basic rhinestones, I got the smaller ones, and I just put them in the candle because I really wanted them just to sparkle. Oops, lost that little rhinestone. Maybe I didn't. And I'm just placing them in the middle. So I want her to know that I'm thinking of her when I celebrate her birthday, which is coming up soon. Then I decided that I really needed to have a little more sparkle, because I really am a little bit of a sparkle girl. So I just brought out my wink of Stella, gave it just a little bit of a shine. I know some of you may saying, why didn't you do it before? Well, I kind of forgot. All right, so we just have a little bit of a shine at the top. There we go. So we got everything shining. So now we're going to put that aside just for a minute. I used the Weighted Goat. I used the little fluffy guy, and I have already colored it. I used Memento ink. I used my gray granite blenders. I also use the grass at the bottom, which is gray granite ink pad. So I colored those in. And because this happens on the back, I want to make sure that I bring in my blank piece of paper and my 2 1/4 punch. And I'm going to punch that. And then I'm going to put it to the back, and I remembered this time because I know now it is going to really cover up that area, and when you open it, it's going to be a nice blank backside. My friend and I like cake, and so I really wanted to bring in the cake. And our problem is that we eat lots of cake. So I stamped in Coastal Cabana. I got you a cake, but I ate it. And how I did this is that I stacked these stamps together, and then I stamped them all at one time. And I just thought that would be fun to have, and I wanted them all done in the same color and close by each other. And this, I don't have to worry about whether I make a mistake or whether I don't make a mistake. I just have a nice, easy stamp. An image. Have a nice, easy image. So now I'm bringing back in my project. I am using my Stamp and Seal, and I'm starting to assemble this. So I'm going to put this in the middle of my card, and what that does then is that it covers up the edges. So now when my card lays, the next thing I want to do is that I want to take this and I want to put this towards the side so this just hooks underneath. And then my big part will cover up where it hooks so you can't ever see it. Foam adhesive sheets. And what I did with the foam adhesive sheets is that I just cut one sheet and I made about 6 to 8 rows, and then I cut them up. And I really found that instead of adding a lot of dimensionals, I could just, and I hope you saw that I have lots of the sheets, the foam sheets, and they're also very good for alphabet. And then what I'm going to do is take this one and cut it. And I'll use one on each side. So when I am putting this down, and I am putting it towards the side, then I can put the foam adhesive on the far left side. And instead of using 3 to 5 dimensionals, I just use one foam. And this foam is really, it sticks really well to your project. There you go. Now you can't see it. Okay. So let's go ahead and try that again. So we are going to stick it down where the corner gets a little bit of the flap. So now it can hold it down. And then we have our second part. And again, as we put this down, again, I wanted this all in a straight line. So I want to put a piece over by the side. And I will do 2 pieces on this one, just to hold it down and make sure that I'm on the right side. And this foam adhesive is so awesome. I really enjoy working with it. And then we have it down. So as we open it, we have a nice side. I will deal with that. And then we have gotcha cake. And so when we put this all back together, we have the flap that goes under, and then the flap that's on top. So again, it's just an interlocking flap. Again, here are the other cards I created, just so you can see the difference. So I hope that you've learned a brand new fold today, so you can have a fun fold. I would love you to share what you create with me, and I just really appreciate you coming to my stamping area, or my stamping YouTube, and creating a card today. So have a great day. Thank you for stopping by, and remember that you can always contact me at www.ktstamps.com, creating cards for you. Have a great day. Thank you.